First, let me state, Michelle, I'm in your camp. I'm for free trade and I'm for fair trade. And I congratulate the administration for taking on China, because that's certainly not what we have with China. I prefer to see the administration forming alliances with our friends around the world in that challenge. But it seems to me like we're going to take on the whole world at the same time on trade. So if I look at the president's performance in South Carolina, it struck me as one of those fact-free riffs that just makes your head hurt. So let's review the scorecard on the threat of tariffs on, for instance, BMW while he's in South Carolina. So BMW produces more vehicles in the United States than it sells. Let me repeat that. BMW produces 400,000 vehicles almost in South Carolina than it sells in the United States. And it exports to the rest of the world, and is one of the major exporters from the United States, primarily to China, of all places. And BMW has been investing in this plant for decades, and it's now BMW's largest plant in the world, located in South Carolina. And BMW's bold step to prove that you could manufacture very complex vehicles in the Southeast led to Mercedes-Benz and Volkswagen also building big plants in Alabama and Tennessee. And so the Germans, it seems to me, should be congratulated for their big commitment to the United States. And if you put BMW and Mercedes together, they produce just about what they sell here in the United States. So it's a bit of a head-scratcher to threaten BMW with tariffs for what you would think was the exact behavior you want.
We're showing everybody BMW, Daimler. The European automakers are getting hammered. I mean, really, really punished. We had a guest on yesterday that said when you combine the implications of tariffs on their cars, on European automakers here in the United States, and then what happens with Brexit and another several 100,000 cars that are no longer going to be part of a trade pact, that these guys really have some issues ultimately with sales down the road if indeed all of this comes to pass. I mean, does that make sense to you?
Oh, absolutely, Michelle. So it's very interesting. The Germans a week ago offered to go tariff-free, say they support tariff-free between the United States and Europe. And I thought the administration would have embraced this. But the facts are, once again, a little bit sticky in that while it's 10% duty in Europe, and the administration always talks about cars in the U.S. being 2.5%, the dirty little secret that they never mention is that they have a very protective tariff on pickup trucks and light commercial vehicles of 25%. So it'll be interesting to see if the administration really does support tariff-free between Europe and the United States. Now, as far as the consequences, automotive tariffs will make steel tariffs look like a company picnic, where everybody's kissing and hugging. This will unleash, if it comes about, a real trade war, because the numbers are just so much bigger. It'll raise prices dramatically for consumers in the United States. It will be inflationary. Ultimately,
I was very surprised when Harley Davidson said that the EU tariffs were going to add another $2,200 per motorcycle. I think, Mike, do you have a question for Mike?
Yeah, I was going to say, Mike, I mean, given that backdrop, when Harley had its announcement yesterday that it was going to try to move some production to the EU, it said 18 to 24 months, I believe, is when they have to allocate to try to get this happening. If the tariffs are imposed, I mean, it's a long lead time before, even if it, quote, works, before production gets over here, and maybe these companies just wait it out. How do you think it's going to play out? Are you expressing all these concerns to anyone you can in the administration?
Well, the point is the Europeans are already doing what you want. That's what I'm saying. They're investing in plants in the United States like crazy. Yeah. They already are doing exactly what you want. So you want to punish them for doing what you want? That's where it gets to be a bit of a head scratcher. Now you're going to have trade wars going on with Europeans on big ticket items like vehicles. And by the way, they're also threatening on parts that you're going to disrupt a global supply chain on a very complex, large industry. So, they talk about they have to do this for national defense reasons. Well, the American automobile industry is very healthy. we're producing 12 million vehicles, almost 12 million vehicles a year in the United States already. And the industry is
we have enough
more
capacity
profitable than ever in the United States. So what is the threat?
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.